It is Spoyadel and Simon and Garfunkel Saturday, and I'm not going to lie to you, after listening to the first two albums Wednesday morning at 3 a.m. and Sounds of Silence. I wanted to make sure I said the names right. After listening to both of those, Sounds of Silence was just infinitely better to me. Like 100%, there's no doubt about it. I think I liked the electric vibe I was getting better off of that second album. I also think that you get to see a few more tricks in the bag. I really liked seeing more, as in like almost exclusively Paul Simon's writing. Way more. So as far as chronology goes, we are hopping back into the next album of Simon and Garfunkel, or in this case, Walton and Garooski. Pastries and Songs and Reactions and Twitch, or in reality, the real album name would be, Simon and Garfunkel, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, which, golly goodness, if that's not just an incredible combo. I mean, truly. Boy, do I love herbs. Guys, so I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying that this was their favorite of Simon and Garfunkel's albums. I definitely have felt like of the two albums, they got better as they went on. This is looking like it was released in 1966 in September, totaling 12 songs at 28 minutes. Double checking to see if I have context. It's not looking like I got any for this one. So as always, advise as we go. Guys, you got to let me know. This is a music discovery stream. Have you heard this album before, or are you raw dogging a very first listen with me? Guys, I came into this really only ever having heard the song The Sounds of Silence, so I've become just a pure fan. Looks like a lot of people know this one. We have, looks like Maria is hopping into this one with me for the first time. So guys, okay, we got a few more. It seems like a lot of people are really excited about this first song. So guys, look, I'm gonna hit the play button. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Kick or Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. These people over here are the best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I know I speak for all of us when I say we would love to have you by. This first song is my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song I've heard before. Their arrangement of this is special. Okay, guys, you're really chalking this up. Scarborough Fair and Canticle? I don't know.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
So there's the title track, or the titular phrase.
Remember me to one who lives there.
That's a Bob lyric.
She once was
The girl from the North Country vibes.
Tell her to make me a cambric shirt, a deep forest green, parsley, sage, rosemary, and
The harpsichord in this is so nice.
snow-crested brown, without no seam or need or words, the child of the mountain. She'll be a true love of sleeps
It builds up a bit. The layering.
strands and polishes of gun. She'll be a true love of mine.
It has this progressive thing where it kind of feels like it builds up. It really presents this massive atmosphere between their voices, the harpsichord sound, I think guitar sounds.
Between the salt water and strands.
Or a lute? No, it's a
gun. She'll be a true.
And so you're saying that this was inspired by the same traditional folk thing that Girl from the North Country was inspired by. Oops.
She'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to reap it in a sickle, billows blazing in scarlet battalion.
The round vibe.
True love of mine. To Scarborough Fair. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Their harmonies, their use of space and reverb.
Remember me to one who lives there.
A guitar in right ear, harpsichord in right ear, guitar in left, with these bells in the left as well. Wow. And fight for a cause they've long ago forgotten. I can't. I don't know exactly what perspective I think that this song is being written from. The instrumentation really just creates this massive atmosphere. Almost, I think the harpsichord gives it kind of like that Renaissance vibe that people were mentioning in the chat. This song is one of a kind. Like the whole thing in that the voices were just, simply haunting. And I think when you have something so earthy in the lyrics, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I didn't even know that was a nursery rhyme. You know what I mean? But it provides a layer of, it almost gives your, like you can almost smell it. Like it kind of gives your, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. The sense, your olfactory, it kind of works your olfactory muscles there, going into patterns. The guitar playing has certainly evolved and leveled up here too.
The night set softly with the hush of falling leaves, casting shivering shadows on the houses through the trees. And the light from a street lamp paints a pattern on my wall.
Feels kind of beatnik inspired here. Almost like poetry reading.
Or a child's uneven scroll.
With the hand drum and the bass.
Flight of stairs in a narrow little room. As I lie upon my bed.
In my brain, I can hear like a bluegrass Americana stomping kind of rhythm. Like I can hear like 4 on the floor bass stomps and like fast picking banjo. Like it's crazy how it almost feels like they did that intentionally and stripped all of those other components out of it.
Clouds on even scroll up a narrow flight of stairs in a narrow little room. As I lie upon my bed in the early evening gloom, impaled on my wall, my eyes can dimly see the pattern of my life and the puzzle that is me.
Wow. The pattern of my life and the puzzle that is me.
From the moment of my birth to the instant of my death, there are
I called the bluegrassy vibe, and then you start hearing these other layers come
my
in.
death. There are patterns I must follow, just as I must breathe each breath. Like a rat in a maze, the path before me lies, and the pattern never alters until the rat dies.
The crescendo in just the left ear gives you a sense of being in the room for sure, the way they've mixed this. Also, it's just occurring to me, shout out to Tidal. While they don't always get the lyrical situation or the UI interface for like when I hit play down, they have all of Simon and Garfunkel's work in 192 kilohertz audio, like full max quality, 24-bit, like good on them.
Pattern still remains on the wall where darkness fell, and it's fitting that it should, for in darkness I must dwell. Like the color of my skin or the day that I grow old, my life is made of patterns that can scarcely be controlled.
This feels like a stripped down Americana. This is what I'd expected the whole time. It feels like kind of a stripped down Americana meets, beatnik poetry reading, which is a very interesting juxtaposition, especially like if you're like me and like you come from the South and recognize it's funny because until I watched The Sopranos, I never would have defined myself as coming from Elvis country, even though he and I are both from Tennessee, because he's from like 8 hours away from where I was in Tennessee. But it occurs to me because in The Sopranos, I came to learn that Elvis country is a place where there are no Jews or Italians. Like, I realize how kind of different the cultures are, and I feel like the further up north you go, you kind of mix like Appalachian culture, like where I'm from in the South, with like northern culture, and I think you kind of see those stylings mix, like the city culture meets Americana vibes, and you kind of realize that New Yorkers are really just Southerners that live way up in the north, at least when it comes to music. My favorite character is probably Silvio right now. Silvio or Paulie, I just think that they're hilarious. And they seem like real dudes, but I'm only in we're about to watch the season finale of season 2. I'm about to watch season 2 episode 13, so don't go spoiling stuff. I could spoil it myself if I wanted to, you know? Cloudy.
Cloudy, the sky is gray and white and cloudy.
Wow.
Sometimes
Their use of bell sounds in this album.
And it's a hitchhike 100 miles. I'm a ragamuffin child.
Ooh.
Pointed finger, painted smile. I left my shadow waiting down the road for me a while. Cloudy, my thoughts are scattered and they're cloudy. They have no borders, no boundaries.
The tension built up with the bass bump, bum, 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 like the tension build up of that, like kind of chromatic walk, so cool. But this ethereal nature that's really carried by the bells in the background too. Almost reminds me of that Lollipop song with the bells, or Mr. Sandman. But it's definitely like maybe Simon and Garfunkel heard that music when they were younger and evolved that sound.
They have no borders, no boundaries.
This walk up.
They echo and they swell from Tolstoy to Tinkerbell, down from Berkeley to Carmel. Got some pictures in my pocket and a lot of time to kill. Hey, sunshine,
Come.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Why don't you show your face and bend my mind? These clouds stick to the sky like a floating question why. They linger there to die. They don't know where they're going, and my friend, neither do I. Cloudy.
I could listen to him sing the words sing the words cloudy all day. I could listen to a loop of that all day. I don't know what it is about this cheerfully melancholic yet hopeful, uplifting sort of thing. But man of La Mancha, if this isn't maybe the stickiest song I myself have heard today. Hang on, I'm double checking. It seems like kick might have gone off. I don't know how, but yeah, I just sent it back. So hopefully kick is up and running now. Yep, it is. So sorry about that. I'm wondering if whenever I disconnected earlier, it didn't go back online, but it's back up now. Thank you for letting me know. So at least they're coming in on kick at the tail end of Cloudy. Here we go.
Cloudy.
What does that remind me of? That acoustic run. There's a song that it reminds me of. What is it? America, Ventura Highway. That's exactly the song it reminds me of. Thank you. That's exactly it. No need to guess anymore. All right, coming into Homeward Bound. And Giz, this is the one that you were speaking of on the last album, right? I'm guessing that this was released in the UK on their first, on this album, The Sounds of Silence, and then it came out in America on Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, apparently. Okay, got it. Homeward Bound is my saddest song in the world. If I hear it away from home, immediate tears. Still love it, though. Okay. Let me shut the door, because Clarky's back. You big fella, I love you, dude. Okay, here we go. Homeward Bound. Incidentally, one of my favorite childhood movies.
I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my love lies waiting silently for me.
Oh, wow. The dynamic shift of up to down.
A stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories, and every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound.
Wow.
I wish I was homeward bound.
I was kind of getting that Garfunkel was and Simon was the one-man band. Wait, you think that? Because didn't Paul Simon write it? So wasn't he the poet? And wasn't he also the guy that played the guitar? Oh, am I diminishing Art Garfunkel by because it seems to me like if Paul Simon wrote the words and played the instruments and Art Garfunkel sang, he's also a poet. Got it. Okay. I'm not trying to diminish his role, so please don't hear something I'm saying. I'm just, it's definitely just about just one guy. But Garfunkel writes his own poetry. Got it. Okay. I didn't know that. Thank you for the context. I can definitely understand this longing for home, by the way. I can definitely understand. Interestingly enough, even when you return to home, it's never the same as it was, right? Everybody's changed, you kind of realize like when you leave, people adjust their lives accordingly and kind of phase you out of them. And then you go back and visit and you see that difference and it kind of breaks your heart in a way, but you kind of realize like human evolution's a thing. Also, I think that there's an element where like, in my reflections, I found that it wasn't home I was longing for. It was a time period I was longing to return to, not so much home. Maybe I'm not the only one that realizes like everywhere I go, there I am. And if I'm a person that doesn't feel at home anywhere I am, no place is gonna feel at home. So like, for me, I think the feeling of being at home came kind of with me being okay with myself. And recognizing home is like kind of like what the guy in Joe Dirt said, home is where you make it, I had to kind of come to terms with the fact that like I couldn't feel at home because I didn't feel at home with myself, and I found once I did, learned how to continue to try to maintain feeling at home with myself. Home just was a concept where I was creating a problem for myself, and I longed for a time period, not necessarily the physical place. Retrospect did a lot for my life, but I can understand the feelings of wanting to return home.
Me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound.
I think you're right, Radar.
Where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound.
This might be my favorite song on the album.
Homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my love lies waiting silently for me.
This is tremendous.
Silently for me.
I think one thing I think maybe me and Paul Simon intellectualized the world in similar ways. At bare minimum, I feel like maybe he and I have dealt with in the past similar anxieties that or internal stressors. I think maybe it seems to me that maybe he gets in his own way in similar ways as I get in my own way. This was also a single. It went to number 5 in the U.S. Okay. This is honestly, to me, it was so far the standout of the 4 we've heard. Not that we've heard a bad song. Going into the Big Bright Green Pleasure Machine. Oh, what's that? The internet.
People have a tendency to dump on you. Does your group have more cavities than theirs? Do all of the hippies seem to get the jump on you? Do you sleep alone when others sleep in pairs? Well, there's no need to complain. We'll eliminate your pain. We can neutralize your brain. You feel just fine now. By a big bright green pleasure machine.
So this is they're kind of making a satire on like consumerism already. Like, oh, you have all of these like real life feelings of bad feelings and annoyance. Buy something to fix it.
The figures of authority just shoot you down. Is life within the business world a drag?
I love the organ in the right ear.
You better shop around. If you find yourself a more productive bag. Are you worried and distressed? Can't seem to get no rest. Put our product to the test. You feel just fine now. Buy a big bright green pleasure machine. You better hurry up and order one. Unlimited supplies are in need.
Can I ask this? To the wiser, more seasoned of the human, participant, like to the people older than me. Okay, I'm 34, going on 35. To the people older than me, when did you start seeing people in art start chopping at like American consumerism? Because in my brain, like American consumerism and advertising and stuff really starts hitting like hot and heavy, like 40s and 50s, right? This in my brain might be one of the earliest examples as far as I've seen of an artist kind of making a satirical jab at consumerism. So I'm sitting here thinking about it. It's been a whole thing your entire life, and you're 55. Okay. I didn't know if there was a moment in time where, all of the advertisements and people's trust in the advertisements shifted into suspicion and people being like, oh, just buy a product. You can do that. It seems like the impression, and maybe this is just me, in what my perspective of the past is. So I'm very interested to know yours. Like, when did people start getting annoyed with the commercials and start being more suspicious of them?
Nervously await the blows of cruel fate. Do your checks bounce higher than a rubber ball? Are you worried cause your girlfriend's just a little late? Are you looking for a way to jump the dog? We can enjoy.
Because like when you think of artists, like, I don't know, I think you kind of see a lot of it, especially with why can't I think of his name right now? Hung out with David Bowie a lot, Velvet Underground a lot, That guy. Why is his name not coming to my head? Um, for whatever reason, I know his name. Not Iggy Pop. I'm talking about the artist. Warhol, Andy Warhol. Thank you. Jeez, that was a tip of the tongue moment for sure. But Andy Warhol, I feel like, was kind of making a lot of satirical art on consumerism in the time. And so this feels like it happened significantly before that, you know what I mean? Steve Allen show, okay, so I obviously he was a beatnik. I only know of his show because I saw Jack Kerouac's portion on it, and it was fantastic. He did a reading from On the Road while Steve Allen played piano, like jazz piano for him. It was tremendous. Watch that video. It's on YouTube.
We can end your day with strike at a reasonable price. You've seen it advertised in life, you feel just fine. Buy a big bright green pleasure machine.
Listen to the bass chug in there at the end. I loved it. Okay, so 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy.
1, 2, 3.
The 59th Street Bridge song. Mel, is this the one I heard the other day and I was like, who sings this? And you were like, this is Simon and Garfunkel. And I was like, I think I need to listen to all of Simon and Garfunkel. Is this that song that was playing in the kitchen that day? When we just had like, you don't think so? Do you remember what that song was? I'm having...
Slow down, you move too fast.
Sorry, gonna bring it back. Love this intro. Left ear. Drums in the right ear, with the bass in the right ear.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy.
Yes, I've heard this. I think that this is...
Feeling groovy.
I think that this is that song. It's the Feeling Groovy. I feel like that's the thing we heard in the kitchen that day. This might be the reason I had the Hello Lamppost. That was the song. Okay. Then maybe I do. At bare minimum, I've heard that Feeling Groovy moment in passing. I don't know. I'm already just in love with this song. I keep stopping it. I'm sorry.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy.
I love this song so much.
Feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do it and do-do, feeling groovy.
Doot and doo-doo.
Feeling groovy.
I think this is maybe my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
To do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy.
My heart is so full. You're right. It was the Monterey Pop stream. That's where I heard this. Seeing the words to it just makes me feel so happy. I'm literally sitting here feeling so much love from music right now. Hello Lamppost, right there.
Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do it and do-do, feeling groovy.
I'm so happy right now.
Feeling groovy. got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy.
There's this artist or band called Parek and Sing. It's like an acoustic duo as well, and they're from India, and they have like music videos that look like Wes Anderson directed them. And in fact, maybe at this point Wes Anderson has directed one, but if not, they all look like they came right out of a Wes Anderson film. But it just occurred to me that they kind of sound like Simon and Garfunkel. If you look up the song Ghost specifically, it's got a tremendous music video for it. But the band is called Parek and Sing, and I absolutely think that they are kind of more of a dream poppy, electronic-y version of this, but very much acoustic guitar driven. Very much similarities in the voices. I think you'd really like it if you liked this one. Unironically, I don't know if this is like a hot take or not, but this might have been my favorite one I've heard. 59th Street Bridge Song, Feeling Groovy. Oh my goodness, what a fulfilling, uplifting moment in music I just experienced. I am feeling groovy. That was lovely. The Dangling Conversation.
It's a still life watercolor of a now late afternoon, as the sun shines through the curtain lace and shadows wash the room.
His imagery is incredible.
And we sit and drink our coffee, couched in our indifference like shells upon the shore. You can hear the ocean roar in the dangling conversation and the superficial sighs, the borders of our lives.
This is a really kind of sad song of just like, I think, being in a relationship that kind of grows old and awkward, and you know, you become indifferent to one another. Like you like you learned how to cohabitate, but there's really nothing there keeping it alive. It's got this real, the superficial sigh, the border of our lives. Like you kind of hear, like, you know, I think so. Death Cab for Cutie, one of my all-time favorite bands, has this song called "Brothers on a Hotel Bed," and effectively the comment is like, you know, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, we say goodnight from our own separate sides, like brothers on a hotel bed. And I kind of get a similar vibe from this, just not in the bed context, but in just like having coffee.
Ocean roar in the dangling conversation and the superficial sighs, the borders of our lives.
The string arrangement.
And you read your Emily Dickinson, and I my Robert Frost, and we note our place with bookmarkers that measure what we've lost. Like a poem poorly written, we are verses out of rhythm.
Wow.
Couplets out of rhyme.
Do you think this is a Kathy song?
And the dangling conversation.
Couplets out of rhyme and syncopated time. That's exact. Yeah. Again, it's very much that sense of we've learned how to be in rhythm, but we're out of rhyme. You know?
And the secrets out of rhyme in syncopated time. And the dangling conversation and the superficial sighs, are the words of our lives. Yes, we speak of things that matter, with words that must be said. Can analysis be worthwhile? Is the theater really dead? And how the room is softly faded, and I only kiss your shadow, I cannot feel your hand. You're a stranger now unto me, lost in the dangling conversation and the superficial stars in the borders of our lives.
Heartbreakingly beautiful. I think that this I can really comfortably circle back to my point here about, you know, his writing having the ability to really paint this beautiful oil painting of heartbreak. You know, like, I think that is very much a human experience, where if you've ever been in a relationship that just wasn't working, I think we've all had that kind of dull indifference, you know, and it's sad, you know, and I think truly a lot of it comes from lacking in communication and, you know, either side not being willing to either forgive or forget, you know, or forgive and move forward. I think people hold on to their resentments way longer than they're healthy. And I think in relationships especially that happens. The concept of only kissing your shadow really hits you as like a shadow of what we once were, or a shadow of who you once were to me. You know, you're a stranger now unto me, lost in the dangling conversation and the superficial sighs and the border of our lives. Like, having those kind of ongoing conversations, I think anybody, you know, when you get into that phase where the relationship is pumping mud and you're in something like this, you have those kind of repeated conversations which somehow always circle back into the arguments that you have. You know, I think it very, very much articulates the experience of being in, you know, a relationship that's maybe run its course, where love is still there, but maybe it's not the thing that's keeping things going so much as familiarity. And it can be difficult, I think, for both people to face those moments. It's a college kid's song, A Little Precious. I could see that. Flowers never bend with the rainfall.
Through the corridors of sleep, past shadows dark and deep, my mind dances and leaps in confusion. I don't know what is real, I can't touch what I feel, and I hide behind the shield of my illusion.
Very much more folky.
So I'll continue to pretend my life will never end, and flowers never bend with the rainfall. The mirror on my wall casts an image dark and small, but I'm not sure at all it's my reflection.
See, it's these moments of meter, I think, that make people compare Paul Simon to Bob Dylan, because he, you know, you have similar folk music sound textures with the acoustic guitar, maybe just kind of the simple, you know, snare, hi-hat, and bass drum.
I'll continue
a tambourine.
to pretend my life will never end.
I do. I get real sad when it rains.
With the rainfall, the mirror on my wall casts an image dark and small, but I'm not sure at all it's my reflection. I'm blinded by the light of God and truth and right, and I wander in the night without direction.
Wow.
So I'll continue to pretend my life will never end, and flowers never bend with the rainfall. No matter if you're born to play the king or pawn, for the line is thinly drawn between joy and sorrow. So my fantasy becomes reality, and I must be what I must be and face tomorrow.
I must be what I must be and face tomorrow.
I'll continue to pretend my life will never end, and flowers never bend with the rainfall.
It kind of feels like there's a little bit of a Young and Invincible sort of feeling to this song. Like, while also it being perhaps a pursuit of happiness through adversity kind of song. No more critical of Paul Simon songs than Paul Simon, except maybe Dylan. Pathetic fallacy. What do you mean? This one, I don't know how I can't decide. I feel like this is one of those ones that you can interpret a few different ways depending on the perspective that you approach the song with, you know? Like, are you seeing the imagery of flowers bending in the rainfall as something like, you know, flowers are unshaken and, you know, stand in beauty regardless of the circumstances that surround them? Or are you looking at this as like, you know, obviously flowers bend when they get heavy with rain. So maybe there is an element of a youthful kind of damn the torpedoes idea to the, you know, to the flowers don't bend in the rainfall. Forced optimism. I like that too. Okay. It definitely seems a little bit youthful energy coming into this. If I continue to pretend my life will never end. Perfectly noted. Yeah. That, I think, very well sums it up. Also, this isn't missing either. I'm so, again, just for those that didn't answer this question when I asked it a couple of albums ago, do you find that you enjoy the works of Simon and Garfunkel or the works of Paul Simon more? There's no doubt that every single album has shown a significant level of growth as them as lyricists, musicians, artists. But it's so crazy to me still as we go through this that this is the guy, one of the guys that would go on to make the album Graceland. You know, it's so far removed and you really see a lot of development, but it's kind of cool to hear from whence he came. Don't ask me. Okay, a simple, desultory Philippic.
I've been Norman Mallard, Maxwell Tallard. I've been John O'Hara, McNamara. I've been Rolling Stone and Beatles till I'm blind. I've been Ayn Randed, nearly branded a communist, 'cause I'm left-handed. That's the hand to use. Well, never mind.
In the 60s, the only thing people loved more than Bob Dylan was making fun of Bob Dylan. This is Simon's Bob Dylan parody. Oh, an Electric Dylan parody. It's all Paul Simon and me. This is so Dylan. Paul Simon. Okay, gotcha. So, do you think that this is a dunk? So, did they not like each other? I kind of felt like they were contemporaries or homies. Were they not? Were they not?
Maxwell Tallard. I've been John O'Hara, McNamara.
Because I love the heck out of this song.
Till I'm blind. I've been Ayn Randed, nearly branded a communist, 'cause I'm left-handed. That's the hand to use. Well, never mind. Mallard, Maxwell.
I was gonna say maybe he's commenting on what they're seeing Dylan go through. You know what I mean? It may be because maybe they're talking about the social reaction to Bob Dylan and how he was being perceived as both sides. I don't know.
That's the hand to use. Well, never mind. I've been Phil Spectored, resurrected. I've been Lou Adler, Barry Sadler. Well, I paid all the dues I want to pay, and I learned the truth from Lenny Bruce. And all of my wealth won't buy me health, so I smoke a pint of tea a day.
Do people do people smoke tea?
Pint of tea a day.
Is that a thing?
I'm no man's brains to smile.
I remember in the movie Footloose, whenever Ren got caught with that other guy's joint, and Ren was like, "This is tea, this is tea," and then he flushes it, and he was like, "Do you think I would do that if it was a real joint?"
Here come Frank enough in a towel, not the same as you and me. He doesn't dig poetry. He's so unhip when you say Dylan. He thinks you're talking about Dylan Thomas, whoever he was. The man ain't got no culture. But it's alright, Ma, everybody must get stoned.
He really did just quote Dylan lyrics.
Got no culture. But it's alright, Ma, everybody must get stoned.
He really did do this really well.
I've been Mick Jagger, been Silver Dagger. Andy Warhol, won't you please come home? Got no culture.
Okay, so Andy Warhol also finds mention of this. Maybe the New York scene went way deeper than I thought. This is definitely calling out to the group that was there. Why is this doing that?
Warhol, won't you please come home? I've been mother, father, aunt and uncle, been Roy Hallett and Art Garfunkel. I've just discovered somebody's tapped my phone.
I have been Art Garfunkel today.
Folk rock. I've lost my harmonica, Albert.
Honestly, I love this one. I don't know if this is supposed to be cynical, if this is just commentary. I don't know if this is satirical. You know, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. So I am interested if you have context on that song. Clearly, there was a Dylan. There is no doubt there. But it seems like there's also something going on with the scene, you know, addressing Warhol and Lou Reed. You know, it seems like he kind of addressed the mega stars of the time. We have 3 songs to go, by the way. So, and I guess I actually have to run an ad. Okay. We're going to come back and close this one down. BRB. When you say we close this one down, eh? What do you say? Let us do this thing, guys. Looks like we've got 3 to go for first timers of the album. How's it hitting you? And for those of you revisiting the album, how's it hitting you? For Emily, wherever I may find her. Kind of reminds me of Bon Iver's For Emma from Forever Ago in a way. In title only.
What a dream I had, pressed in organdy, clothed in crinoline of smoky burgundy, softer than the rain. I wandered empty streets down, past the shop displays. I heard cathedral bells dripping down the alleyway.
You can just hear...
As
I cannot get past how perfect his imagery is. It really is. Like, he challenges all of your senses as he writes, and it really brings you to the landscape.
I heard cathedral bells dripping down the alleyways as I walked on. And when you ran to me, your cheeks flushed with the night. We walked on frosted fields, juniper and lamplight. I held your
Paul Simon's guitar work just makes me so happy. This song has been delicately amazing.
I woke and felt you warm and near. I kissed your honey hair with my grateful tears. Oh, I love you, girl. Oh, I love you.
I think that there's something incredible to be said about the gratitude of having love in your life. And this really stands out, you know, because as a person who knows what crippling loneliness felt like, I can tell you that there are some days that I wake up and, you know, I'm lengthwise in the bed instead of diagonal in the bed. And there's this beautiful woman next to me who I know is going to look at me and smile. And we'll start our day, you know? And I've come to really appreciate those sweet nothing moments, you know, like there's something amazing about just the humbling nature of realizing that you are loved. And this song, I think, very much articulates that. It didn't need a verse chorus structure. It just addressed it the way it was. This is an amazing love song. I really think that this might have had a poem on the underground wall. Or on the floor.
The last train is.
Hey, guys, write this down. This song immediately brings me to the song New York by the Milk Carton Kids. If you love this song, I wholeheartedly advise you go and listen to the Milk Carton Kids and the song New York specifically. Promise?
The last train is nearly due. The underground is closing soon. In the dark, deserted station, restless in anticipation, a man waits in the shadows.
It doesn't remind me of that anymore, but I love this organ.
Deep within his pocket, safe within his silent socket, he holds a colored crayon. Now from the tunnel's stony womb, the carriage rides to meet the groom and opens wide and welcome doors, but he hesitates, then withdraws deeper in the shadow.
How is it that the less than 2 minute songs are turning into my favorite songs? This is really good. Literally, both of the songs that have been less than 2 minutes have just punched me in the face of being really good.
Now from the tunnel's stony womb, the carriage rides to meet the groom and opens wide and welcome doors, but he hesitates, then withdraws.
That part is my favorite. This part right here, but he hesitates, then withdraws. This is, I think we are right now listening to my favorite song from Simon and Garfunkel. This sounds like It is proto indie rock. This sounds like it really, really, really ripple affected so much of the music that would go on to live in my ears as a younger man. I love this so much.
Now from the tunnel's stony womb, the carriage rides to meet the groom, and opens wide and welcome doors, but he hesitates, then withdraws deeper in the shadow.
Reminds me of Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros.
And the train is gone suddenly, on wheels clicking silently, like a gently tapping litany. And he holds his crayon rosary tighter in his hand. Now from his pocket quick he flashes the crayon on the wall he slashes. Deep upon the advertising, a single word at home comprised of 4 letters. And his heart is laughing, screaming, pounding, the foam across the tracks resounding. Shadowed by the exit light, his legs take their ascending flight to seek the breast of darkness and be suckled by the night.
This is my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song. I think I've said 4 of them in the journey from album 1 to now have been my favorite, right? That one hit so hard. I don't know what it was, but this absolutely, it could also be a 4-letter word like love. We have so many negative connotations with 4-letter words. Let's make a positive one, huh? How about love or hugs? I don't know. Anyways, I guess this one stands out to me because it really feels like, especially the audio textures go on to inspire so much of the music I would go on to hear. And I liked them more than all of the stomp, hey, clap that came after. Yeah, I think that the Lumineers in Mumford and Sons like breakthrough album really made like Americana, like new wave, like the Americana Part 2 thing happen. But this feels like it definitely starts the ripple effect that creates those things. Coming into the last song, does it stick the landing? We just heard my favorite Simon & Garfunkel song, so I'm inclined to believe it will. 7 o'clock news, Silent Night. They're kind of Christmassy, huh? They've had a couple of Christmas themed. You guys remember when we listened to public service broadcasting together, or public broadcasting service? Was it public service broadcasting or public broadcasting service? They're basically like an indie rock duo that like take old news medias like this, like old public service broadcasting stuff, and put it to rock music. This kind of reminds me of that.
Stabbed and strangled in their Chicago apartment. In Washington, the atmosphere was tense today as a special subcommittee of the House Committee on Un-American Activities continued its probe into anti-Vietnam War protests. Demonstrators were forcibly evicted from the hearing 1960s when they began chanting anti-war slogans. Former Vice President Richard Nixon says that unless there is a substantial increase in the present war effort in Vietnam, the U.S. should look forward to 5 more years of war. In a speech before the Convention of the Veterans of Foreign Wars in New York, Nixon also said opposition to the war in this country is the greatest single weapon working against the U.S. That's the 7 o'clock edition of the news. Good night.
What a contrast, all of that to Silent Night. What a juxtaposition. That said so much without having to say everything. Wow. And so, wow. I don't. They really ended that with just and it's interesting because playing that news to that music is such a rub. It's such a contrast. It forces you to think. And I feel like it's very obvious that war is bad. And it's crazy to me to think that, like, war is good was in media. Like, heck of a Silent Night. Oh my gosh, what a way. What a way. That stuck the landing. Oh man, guys. I don't know that I'm going to say I liked that one better than I liked Sounds of Silence, but I feel like that had different high points. You know, it was an evolved piece. I think it might have had my favorite song, but I don't know, like, that it had. I don't know. I'm gonna return, like, both the second and the third album specifically have been like, I want to go back into them immediately. I think that theirs is a catalog. I could just hit play beginning to end and let it repeat. I mean, truly, golly goodness, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.